Hello, guys, and welcome to the Writing Quest. This is going to be a series of 12 lessons focusing on formal writing and research. The goal of this program is to give you all the tools you need to write good research papers every time. At the end, you'll write a research paper to demonstrate what you've learned. So, without further ado, let's get started with our first lesson. When someone tells you to write a research paper, sometimes it feels a little overwhelming, right? The research paper might even seem kind of scary and big and daunting, a little bit like a fire-breathing dragon. How do you go about slaying a dragon? Well, in any good dragon slaying story, there's always a quest first. A journey where the hero gains the tools and confidence he needs to slay the dragon in the end. That's what we're going to do with this program. So, let's start small. Today I'm going to give you one of the most important but smallest weapons for slaying your research paper dragon. Words. Even though one word might seem like a small part of your paper, the words you choose to use are very important. You've probably heard the saying that the pen is mightier than the sword. Why? Because pens write words, and words have power. Choose your words wisely. When you write an essay or research paper, you're trying to inform or convince your audience about a topic. To do that, you have to use words that sound professional. When you write essays and research papers, you'll be using formal language to accomplish this. What is formal language, you might ask? Well, when you go to church, you don't wear shorts and flip-flops. You wear a suit. When you go to battle, you don't wear your peasant clothes. You wear armor, right? You wear what's appropriate for the situation. You use formal language because it's appropriate for writing formal papers. But how do we use formal language, you might ask? What words should we use? What words shouldn't we use? Well, I'm going to make this pretty easy for you. One of the first and really the simplest things to do is just don't use I or you. Don't say things like I believe, I think, as you can see. If you leave these things off, it makes your writing sound much more convincing. Let me give you an example. Instead of saying, I think Goldie the dragon was the biggest dragon in the land, say, Goldie the dragon was the biggest dragon in the land. That's much, much more convincing, right? And really, it just saves you from writing 2 extra words. You don't need that, I think. Another example, instead of saying, as you can see, the pen is mightier than the sword, say, the pen is mightier than the sword. It gives the statement a lot more power and makes it a lot more formal. Second, do not use contractions like don't, can't, won't, or isn't. Write out the full words. Instead of saying, Sir Bob couldn't defeat the dragon, say, Sir Bob could not defeat the dragon. Using contractions sounds very informal and like you're just speaking like you do every day, right? So if we write out the full words, it just gives it a lot more authority and makes it sound much more formal. And it's pretty easy to do. Also, don't use words like good, bad, big, or small. These words are very vague and don't give a very good sense of what you're talking about when you use them, and they're used so commonly that they're very informal. So instead of saying, it was good that the dragon did not blow fire, you can say things like, it was beneficial to the villagers that the dragon did not blow fire. It's more specific, and it sounds much more professional. Lastly, be specific. This kind of ties into the last one. The more specific you can be about things, the better. Whether it's dates or names or really anything, don't use words like something or someone or that kind of thing. Be as specific as you can. So, for example, instead of saying, the dragon left a long time ago, you can say, the dragon left the village in 1277. Now we know exactly what you mean by where the dragon left from and when a long time ago was. It really just makes it a lot more clear, you'll find as you're writing. So now it's your turn. In your documents, there will be questions, examples more, based on this lesson. And what I want you to do is change them into formal language. I'll give them here and read them for you, but they will be on your documents. So correct this sentence using formal language. I think the dragon was defeated easily. I think it should be pretty clear how to fix this one. He didn't know what was coming. The dragon did bad things. So just fix these in your document and I'll be able to look over them and just make sure you have a solid grasp of how to use formal language. And once you've done that, you're good. You've completed our first lesson. You're well on your way to completing your quest. Thank you, and see you soon.